Okay, we are taking a look at the game from Prep Test 59, Section 1, game number 4. 6 cities, 6 meetings. And we have some rules here. T has to come before L, that it's either VW or WV, that T is 2 spaces separated from M, but we don't know if it's TM or MT, that V is separated 2 spaces from L, but we don't know if it's VL or LV. And given that we have all these possibilities with regards to there are 2 ways rule number 2 could go, 2 ways rule number 3 could go, 2 ways rule number 4 could go. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 sketches. There's no way any game on earth wants you to make 8 sketches to start this game. But if we take a look through the questions, even though there are not a lot of if questions, there also aren't a lot of which of the following must be true questions. There's only one which of the following must be true question. And in the absence of a whole bunch of which of the following must be trues, I don't know that I would bother make all the deductions just because we don't know which way these rules are going. One thing you may want to note is that you really do have one floater in this game, n. Where is n going? We don't know where n is going. But otherwise, the rules just go too many ways. Yes, we could take rule number 1, T comes before L, and I could add T and L to rules 3 and 4. I'm not going to do that just because writing on the iPad is really difficult. So this is where we begin. I think we begin with nothing. Yeah, you could write an L above slot 1. Yeah, you could write an L above slot 2. But I honestly think this is where you should start. Now, your concern on this game was how can I get this game done in time? Well, we're just about to hit the 2-minute mark right now, so we're going to try and do this in something like real time. It's going to be relatively awkward because I'm going to be talking while also writing using a stylus on like a TV screen, but let us see what we can do here. All right, so 17 is our acceptability question. We use the rules, and here we're looking for, and I hope you have the game pulled up in front of you, we're looking for T before L. A has T before L, but B has L before T. C has T before L. D has T before L. E has T before L. That checks out on that account. VW or WV. A has a VW. C has a VW. D, they are split up. That is gone. And E has a VW. T is separated 2 from M. A, it's separated 2 from M. C, it's separated 2 from M. E, there's only one thing between them. E is gone. And then V has to be 2 away from L. In answer choice C, it's 3 away from L. C is gone. And rule by rule, we end up on answer choice A. Now, answer choice A, keep in mind, is a valid way this game could play out. And I'm just going to write this out here. It says T, V, W, M, L, N. That's an acceptable way for the game to play out. If you take a look at question 18, which of the following must be true, must it be true that Toronto's in the first year? Well, in question 17, Toronto is in the first year. But if Toronto's in the first year, then Montreal would have to be in the 4th year, and answer choice B says Montreal's in the 4th year. But answer choice C says Toronto is used at some time before Montreal. A, B, and C are all could be trues on the basis of our acceptability question, and therefore they can't all be right. So we go on to D and E. New York is used either immediately before or immediately after Vancouver. Well, in answer choice A, it's not. So answer choice E on question 18 has to be correct just by process of elimination based on question 17. They're exactly one probable order if which one of the following is true. So you want to deal with things that have the most rules associated with them. You have a lot of rules about T, a lot of rules about L, a lot of rules about V. They would actually be great to use. Answer choice A is about L, answer choice D is about V. Those are more probable answer choices. But also note answer choice D sticks Vancouver in the first year. That severely constrains V. Because if I put V in the first year, then I'm going to have to put W in the second year, and I'm going to have to put L 2 away from it, and T comes before L, so that has to come here, and T has to be 2 away from M, which goes here, which means N goes there, and we're done. Everything solves out when D Vancouver is used in the first year. And that is just knowing that if something is going to be compelled to happen, you need to have an entity that has a lot of rules about it, and it needs to be stuck somewhere where it is relatively constrained. D was a better answer choice to test. Where's some fun is a complete list of years, any one of which, let me keep writing these, 19 was D, 20, complete years where Washington could be used. Well, we already know on the basis of the previous question that Washington can be in year 2. We know on the basis of question 17, Washington can be used in year 3. So that narrows it down. The only answer choices that mention 2 and 3 are B or C or E. So 20 right now is B or C or E, and I do not know which one yet, and quite frankly, I will deal with that later. We're looking for 21. It cannot be true if Montreal is used in the first year. So we put Montreal in the first year. We take a look at our rules. Montreal forces T to be up there. Forces T to be up there. And then we go to our rules about T. We know T has to be before L, and we know that L has to be separated from V by at least 2. So this could be L and this could be V, but this could also be L and this could be V. What would be left over at that point to go into the sketch? Well, we've got a VW that needs to appear somewhere. So 2 and 3 have to be VW, WV, and question number 5 has to be L or N or N or L. So we've got our sketch here. We're looking for something that can't be true. Washington is in the third year. Well, we can see Washington can be in the third year. Vancouver's in the third. That could be true. Toronto's in the fourth. Well, that must be true. New York is in the fifth. That could be true. Los Angeles third. No, the only thing that could be third would be V or W. And question 21 now has to be whatever that was. I've already forgotten. Los Angeles E. On we go. Question 22. Drop the line down. Question 22. Which of the following could be true? Well, if we have a could be true here, you know what makes good be true? Good could be trues would be floaters. Answer choice B is about New York. That is more likely to be the correct answer, but we can take a look at the others. If one of these could be true, the others must be false. What's going to make them must be false? They violate a rule. A, Los Angeles in the first year. If Los Angeles was in the first year, there'd be no place for T to come before it. If Montreal is in the third year, you'd have to put T on the 6th year, and then there'd be no place for L because T would be 6. L would be off in outer space. D, Vancouver is in the 4th year. If we put Vancouver in the 4th year, we would need to put L in the 1st year, and T couldn't come before it. And Toronto is used in the 6th year. Toronto can't be in the 6th year because L has to come after it. By process of elimination, B has to be the correct answer. Last question. Which of the following must be false? Well, the others are either could be trues or must be trues. If we take a look at A, Los Angeles is either immediately before or immediately after New York. In all of our sketches we've made thus far, take a look at your acceptability. L and N are next to each other, L and N are next to each other, L and N are next to each other. It does seem like maybe they do have to be next to each other. We take a look at B. Los Angeles is used either immediately before or immediately after Washington. That one I would have to test, quite frankly. So Los Angeles either immediately before or immediately after Washington. We don't have it in any of our sketches, so let us make a sketch. So let's put L here. We'll put put V here, it forces W over there. Since W is bound to V, W is always going to be too far away from L, and 23, I should have seen that sooner, is going to be B, which leaves one more question. We're down to 3 answer choices on question 20. I'm just going to have to test whether Washington could be first. So I put Washington first, I put V second. V forces L to be down here. I know T has to come before L but be 2 away from M. What's left over is N, and yep, it can totally go first. And question 20 is E. We are done with this game, and we are at 10 minutes and 49 seconds, but for the first 2.5 minutes, we were talking. So we did this game in 8 minutes. Commit to the sketch. It's just getting through the sketches, and overall we ended up making a total of 4 total sketches for the entire game. Alright, hope that helped. I'm going to send this over to you.